Hey everybody, Adam Waddell here with Silverback Crew. Again, I've had a lot of people ask me, as I'm sure you have too, what do I think of the Classic Physique being introduced into the sport this year? Well, I think that when I was growing up, I wanted to be a bodybuilder. So I had to work hard, eat a lot of food, train heavy, because not everybody could be a bodybuilder. You had to be had to put on enough size and eat enough food and train hard enough and have the proper work ethic to attain the level of size to be able to compete as a bodybuilder. So instead of giving different weight classes in professional bodybuilding, which is, I think, an option they could have gone, instead of changing the judging to get rid of some of these big stomachs that everybody's talking about, they have given the sport, watered it down by making classes for everyone, much like the Little League football and all the Little League sports. Now everybody gets a trophy, a participation trophy, which I think is ridiculous, because you have a whole generation of kids feeling like they're owed something without ever doing anything, without ever enjoying how much it is, the feeling of winning, or how horrible it is to lose, to give that drive when everybody gets a trophy either way. I think somebody should start an international federation of physique and bikini competitors, because it's a little frustrating that some guy that's a tall, thin, naturally lean guy can decide he wants to be a physique competitor. And same thing with bikini girls. Girls can go out and have a nice, a tight little stomach, go out and buy some boobs and decide, hey, I want to compete, and they're a pro a few months later, because they decide they want to compete, because the sport has been watered down so much with all these different divisions. Now, I got the utmost respect for everyone that competes. I just don't think everybody should be getting pro bodybuilding cards, IFBB pro bodybuilding cards. I think that it's fair for everyone to compete in basketball and rec leagues. But if you want to be a professional basketball player, I don't see the NBA having a different section of players where they lowered a goal to 8 feet, because not everybody can slam dunk. Right. Because not everybody's got the jumping ability. Not everybody's got the height. So not everybody can play in the NBA. Not everybody's got those kind of skills. But you don't see the NBA dropping the height to the basketball. You don't see Major League baseball teams going out there saying, there's a bunch of guys that can't hit it out of the park, so we're going to narrow the field a little bit. Now, I got plenty of friends that are, do bikini, do physique, do this and that. It's not taking anything away from them. They're just taking advantage of a situation that the sport has offered. Basically, not for the competitor, but it's money making for them, which none of that do the competitors reap the benefits of. So, they're saying things like, well, we need to take bodybuilding back to the old school, bring it back like it used to be, the old physiques. Well, that's great. I also think the NFL should go back to leather helmets and no shoulder pads. Why would a sport that's evolving go back? Why would any sports go back? Like I said, I can understand wanting to get rid of the huge stomachs. That's on the judges for letting those type of physiques win. That's not on the competitors. If you go out there and you're huge and shredded, but you got a big belly or whatever on top of it for whatever reason, it's not your fault if you win. You didn't make the call. But I just think opening up all these classes so that everybody and their brother can go compete and be a professional cheapens the win. when you got guys that have been competing their whole life to get a pro card and never gotten one, and then they open up a physique or they open up the bikini or stuff like that, next thing you know, the first 50 people that compete in a show, whether they win or lose, are getting their pro cards. They were handing out physique and bikini pro cards when they first opened that division, like everybody could get one. That's why you have the mentality of these people that come in to the gym and say, yeah, I'm going to go do the state show in April, and then I'm going to go to Junior USA in May and get my pro card. They totally believe that's an achievable goal. And you know what? It is an achievable goal. I've seen people do it over and over again. That's not saying they do deserve it or don't deserve it. It's just they are giving out so many pro cards. You know, when I got started in bodybuilding, if you wanted to get a pro card in the IFBB, you could win the overall at the USA, you could win the overall at North American, or you could win your class at the Nationals. So really, they were giving away, as far as per weight class or whatever, they were giving out 3 or 4 pro cards a year for men. Now they're giving out 50 pro cards a year, it seems like, to create these divisions. But it's also watering down the competition, giving people an excuse not to train as hard. Like I said, I don't have anything against it personally. It's making the sport more mainstream. They're basically killing bodybuilding slowly but surely, which is how it all evolved from. But they could easily get that under wraps by changing their judging instead of introducing all these new classes. So on one hand, they're saying, we don't want the big stomachs. We don't want the big growth guts and stuff like that. But instead of just focusing on changing the judging, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a whole new class of classic physique where the guys are going to be more streamlined, so they won't have that big belly. Well, you could easily fix that by changing the judging. Anyway, that's just my opinion on it. Seems like you would want the sport to evolve as it has over the years. Instead of, like I said, let's lower basketball goals. Let's make soccer fields smaller so everybody can play. Let's make everybody feel like if they go work out at the gym and put in 4 or 5 months effort, that they totally deserve to get a pro card. I mean, I think it's great for everybody to set goals for themselves. I think it's great for everybody to, if you want to compete, go do a show. That's great. If you want to go for your pro card, that's great. I just think the powers to be need to get a different handle on things and stop watering down the sport. Decide what they want criteria-wise and stick to it instead of keep on adding classes and adding divisions. Like I said, if they're going to do that, we might as well just have, and I'm all for it, let's have the off-season class where you don't even have to diet to do the show. You just go in there as big and out of shape as you want and see who wins. The physique guys, well, he can't build his legs. He can't get big legs. It's too hard for him to train legs. We'll just have the class where he doesn't like to diet. It's just too hard for him to diet. He's just not going to diet. Let's do an off-season class too. I mean, we're one step away from that as far as I'm concerned. I just think they need to start a different federation for physique and bikini and leave the figure and bodybuilding together all separate. That's just my opinion. I'm sure everybody's got one. I hope y'all have a good day. I'm about to go eat and hit the gym my own self. Talk to you later, everybody. Have a good Monday or Tuesday or whatever day it is. Tuesday. Have a good one.